Welcome everyone to this week's edition of Top 10 Cybersecurity News. Over the next few minutes, we will explore the most impactful incidents from July and August 2025, understand their causes and effects, and see how ACH solutions help SMEs guard against these threats. So, this slide, what you see on your screen, highlights three key takeaways. The first is that the ransomware attacks are surged by 30% this week, and that's how you can see this scattered spider aviation campaign where like sophisticated social engineering targeting global carriers compromised millions of customer records. Then we have also found that AI related security incidents now affect 13% of the organizations. Like you see this financial impact here, the Akira ransomware group alone has collected over 3.5 billion in ransomware payment from 250 plus victims. And third is the zero day exploit in critical system which continue to drive the major breaches like Microsoft SharePoint zero day. This we have spoken like last week also. The scattered spider group launched a wave of social engineering attacks on airlines, including Qantas, which lost 5.7 million customer records. And even retail markets like Mark and Spencer's, using helpdesk impersonation and SIM swapping, they bypassed multi-factor authentication. The result was widespread data theft and costly investigation. At ACH Solution, the company which I run and I also provide my virtual CISO services, we deploy very advanced identity verification protocols. We always suggest to strengthen the multi-factor authentication beyond SMS and deliver employee training to inoculate your staff against these tactics. Now let's talk about this Microsoft SharePoint zero day vulnerability tool shell, and this is in news from last couple of weeks I will say, and it's a very old technique, very old known risk, but still somehow the organization failed to address it. Sometimes due to lack of fund because upgrading cost is very high, especially in manufacturing organization. This is a very painful thing because many of the systems are built on legacy tools like maybe SharePoint 2013, which is right now out of support, and so on. So this Microsoft zero day vulnerability is on-premise SharePoint server which enable authenticated remote code executions across government, manufacturing, telecom sectors, or whichever sector which is using the still old legacy system. Attacker exploited CVE 2025-53770 and related flaws to exfiltrate the data. Emergency patching and isolation were required for SMEs. Like at our organization ACS Solution, we always suggest that you need to do something like an automated patching, network segmentation around critical servers, and the legacy servers are very necessary. Sometimes it's better to move them behind a special use network, and continuous endpoint monitoring is the key so you are never caught unpatched. The impact of this, as you can see, is over 4,600 compromise attempts across 300 plus organizations worldwide have happened, primarily targeting the government, telecom, and the software sector. Akira ransomware has raked in over 42 million US dollars attacking the Sonic Wall SSL VPN devices, likely via previous unknown zero day. So now zero day is also on rise, and victims saw their network encrypted within hours. So that's why we always suggest that to SMEs that by hardening the VPN configuration, enforcing something like a zero trust access control, deploying behavioral ransomware detection, and maintaining immutable backups for swift recovery are key things whenever you are in this situation. And this is something which has to be prevented. Like once you are like in a ransomware attack, encryption is nearby not possible till the time you don't have a data backup which is not under attack. You can always like try to lose the data to save your money. If your like recovery plan or business continuity plan is really solid, Otherwise, it's a very painful thing to go through. And then again, as you see, like the FBI reports that they have collected almost around $3.5 billion in ransom payments. So nobody's has given it happily, but under very tough situations. Let's talk about the telecommunications sector, which is under attack. French telecom giant Orange suffered a state-sponsored network intrusion that disrupted services for millions. Although no customer data appears exfiltrated, restoration took multiple days and required cooperation with law enforcement. And that's why we always suggest that 24 by 7 infrastructure monitoring, something like a security operations center, like how they do, is really important. Threat intelligence feeds and rapid incident response protocols ensure that even smaller organizations can isolate threats and resume operations quickly. So as you can see that Orange Group currently is serving 290 plus million customers globally, and they have suffered a significant effect. So now when these big giants who have like million or billion of dollars to spend on a segment are not safe, so as a small and medium enterprise, you think that if you don't have the risk, it's a very fragile thinking, I will say, and you are not being attacked if you have not been ever, because nobody still wanted you to attack. The day if someone will target you, it's really hard. So always ensure to strengthen your cybersecurity protocols. In a rare turn, security researchers and law enforcement infiltrated Lockbit's own infrastructure, exposing internal chat logs and payment systems. This blow to one of the world's largest ransomware as a service group reveals their tactics and affiliates. And hence, we always suggest that threat actor insight is very necessary to strengthen our client defenses. Sharing indicators of compromise and tailoring proactive controls based on real advisory behavior is again a key to prevent such attacks. So as you can see, the prolific Lockbit ransomware operation suffered a very significant breach of its own infrastructure in May this year and compromised a lot of data. Victim negotiated and payment records were found. Bitcoin wallet information were compromised. Some internal communications were compromised. Attack methodology details were also compromised. And Lockbit previously was responsible for 44% of global ransomware incident in 2022, described as the Walmart of ransomware organization. So Lockbit is a ransomware as a service, maybe company or an institution, whatever you want to call, or a group if you want to call. Always beware of this. IBM's 2025 report shows 63% of organizations lack AI governance, leading to 13% experiencing AI-driven security incidents. So right now what is happening with this AI disruption and a lot of noise, people are using AI. Many of the employees or most of the employees are now using AI like ChatGPT or a public AI like Perplexity to do their job without even organization knowing it. Now the problem with that is once you use public platform, a lot of data leak is very easily happening, and even some of the organizations who have tried to develop their internal chat GPTs or GPT engines to be precise, uh, they are still at a very slow pace because of course chat GPT or Perplexity has a huge funding and that's their own job. But if you are a manufacturing or a software development organization, building AI could not be your primary job or bread earner. Of course, it may give you a lot of operational efficiency and this and that, but that's not happening. So right now, one thing which of course in coming years will have a very major traction is AI related security incidents. No one is talking about it because everyone just want to use AI and be on the horse race, but let's see where it turns out to be. This is just the flip side of the same coin. So that's why we always suggest that have a AI governance framework in your organization if you are using it. Enforce strict access control and data loss prevention controls for employees, and integrate AI specific monitoring to keep your innovation safe and compliant. Now, a new group named Storm 2603 deployed both Warlock and Lockbit Black in tandem, targeting APAC, Asia Pacific, and Latin American firms. They exploited SharePoint flaws, again, SharePoint is coming here, and disabled endpoint defenses with bylaw driver. And that's why we always suggest to counter this by enforcing rigorous vulnerability management, advanced endpoint protection against BYOVD tactics, and threat hunting exercises to uncover hidden footholds. So if you see the attack profile, previously a known threat group designed Storm 2603 deployed both Warlock and Lockbit Black ransomware simultaneously against target. Then what was the technical innovation here? The group employed bring your own vulnerable driver techniques to disable endpoint security software before deployment. The attribution is suspected Chinese-based threat actor leveraging SharePoint vulnerabilities for initial access to target organizations. And geographical focus, as I said, is Asia Pacific and Latin American companies throughout 2025. Simultaneous ransomware strikes crippled government services across the Dutch Caribbean, halting critical functions. Incident responders restored systems, but downtime was extensive. And that's why we always advise SMEs to adopt government-grade security control like robust backup system, tested crisis management plan, and resilient architecture that maintain business continuity under attack. Chinese state-sponsored group continue targeting embassies and telecom providers with ISP level monitoring and advanced persistent threats. ACH Solutions equips SME with encrypted communication, secure email solution, threat intelligence subscription, and supply chain risk assessment, ensuring that even a small organization can defend against nation state tactics. North Korea's Lazarus Group planted malicious packages in NPM and PYPI, compromising software development pipelines. With over 234 weaponized libraries, developers worldwide were at risk. And hence, we prevent such supply threats by enforcing dependency scanning tools, verifying code signatures, and offering secure development environment that block such attacks. Let's see some of the key cybersecurity trends for SME projection for this year. So these incident underscores evolving social engineering technique, the urgency of zero-day patching, the rise of ransomware as a service, and the critical need of supply chain security. Thank you for watching. To protect your organization against these sophisticated threats, visit www.achsol.com, which is our website, or contact our team at services@achsol.com, and we can help you build a resilient security architecture, and you can focus on growing your business with confidence.